Many years ago when I was a youth worker, a school had invited me in to do an assembly after lunchtime. I thought, yeah, sure, I'm always happy to help. I can't remember what it was about now, about friendship or something. It was a long time ago. And when I went in, there was a real buzz in the school. And all the year sevens, or like the first year in Old Money, all the younger kids in the school were all running around going, there's been a pop star in the school, there's been a pop star. And they're running around, I was going, who is it? Who's going on? We don't know who he is, but he might be famous. And I found out that guy was actually Jay Sean, who's a big R&B star now, particularly in the States. He was a really big R&B star. And I missed him by like 3 minutes. He'd come into the school, done a gig, sort of handed his postcards out, everyone had got his autograph, and then he kind of got back in the car and he legged it to the next school. And so I think that was quite interesting, really. And I was meant to follow Jay Sean, no chance of doing that. But actually, I started looking into that and I'm thinking, that was a few years before anyone had ever heard of him. And I found out in an interview that he did with the Sunday Times that he'd done, before anyone had heard of him, before he had a proper record contract, he'd done up to 2,000 free gigs. Up to 2,000 free gigs. So no one had heard of him. He just in the car with his mate, with a speaker and a microphone and a CD player or backing track, and he just went to all these schools and got his name out there, basically. He did lots of stuff in communities and schools, and he even went to my kids' primary school many years ago. Before anyone had heard of him, he'd started to get good. You might know the story of Susan Boyle. I'd love to show you the video, but obviously I don't have the rights for the video, so I'm not able to show that. But if you Google Susan Boyle on Britain's Got Talent, you'll be able to see the video. She turns up, it took about 8 hours to get there. She had a kind of a dress made out of curtains. She had an interesting haircut. She said some funny things that people didn't quite understand, and she had like one eyebrow, right? This was never looking good at this point. She's interviewed by Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell kind of blew his cheeks out like, okay, yeah, let's get on with it, start singing. And the music started. And when she started to sing, everyone's jaw dropped. If you watch the video, you can actually see the judges' jaw dropping. They suddenly went, wow, I didn't expect that. And in 2012, Susan Boyle, this woman from this little village in Scotland that no one had ever heard of, became the best-selling artist in the United States in 2012. She was massive big singer, and people just loved the story and everything that went with it. But my question to you is, was she an overnight success? The answer is no. There is no such thing as an overnight success. If you want to be successful in business or in education and whatever field you're at, there's no such thing as an overnight success. She actually got good at what she did. Because she said that she's been singing since the age of 12. And sure, she was discovered at age 47, but she was singing from the age of 12. In a bedroom, in a bathroom, in a church choir. Eventually she was doing karaoke in the local pub. There's loads of videos of her before anyone heard of her on YouTube because she was getting good. And when she hit that first note on Britain's Got Talent, and Simon Cowell went, wow, this woman's amazing, I need to get her booked up quick. All of a sudden, everyone knew that she got good at that point. There's no such thing as an overnight success. If you want to be successful, it's just about doing things again and again and again. Sports stars do it, musicians do it, actors do it. It's why we have rehearsals. You know, practice doesn't make perfect, but it is essential for success. I'm a motivational speaker. I speak for a living, and I do this kind of stuff, not usually to a camera, but in front of an audience. And the first time I ever spoke, of course, I was nervous. It was years and years and years ago, well over 20 years ago. And I can remember not knowing what to do or what to do. And eventually you get good. And so I've spoken hundreds of times. And eventually I can do it now where I can speak to any audience. I speak to CEOs in businesses. I speak to some of the toughest young people in prisons and stuff like that. And I've learned to be able to handle those situations by just getting good. Even my friend Paul, who's filming this right now, he's had to get good at producing videos. I bet the first video he ever made was pretty shocking. Was that right, Paul? Yeah, he's nodding his head behind the camera. So it's just simply about getting good. So if you don't get a mark that you want, if you're in education you don't get the mark that you want, or something fails, then you can either go, all right, whatever, and just walk away. Or you can say, I'm going to try that again and try and do better. Don't forget to get good.